ready to get it started? Let me know if y'all ready to get it started. Because we got some things we got to talk about. If y'all ready to get it started, we got some things we got to talk about. Okay, we got to talk about it. If y'all ready to get it started, y'all got to let me know if y'all ready to get it started. You know what I'm saying? Because if you are, you know what I'm saying? If you are ready to get it started, let's go. Here we go.
He say, she say, we say, I say, hearing out them points of views when I see it my way. Yes it goes, yes it knows, maybe so's, probably not. Shoulds and coulds, do's and don'ts, your woos and won'ts is how you rock. Politicians and religions, on your house or are you renting? Is you married? Is you single? Meta interest when you mingle. Turn out to be someone you into. So how long before the bed get wrinkled? Children when they tripping. Is it time out or do you whip them? Opinions and decisions, hunches, intuitions. May or may not get it, cause people's experience different. Check the prejudice at the door. Speak the time when you get the flow. Tell the truth if it's sweet or sour, cause the hour we spitting that fire.
This the hour we spitting fire. That's right. We are spitting fire tonight, y'all. That's what we are doing tonight. Okay. Okay, Laquita, Mimi. Okay. Betty Goddess. Okay. G Family, Michelle, Carla, Shay, Charlotte, Hiru. Okay. I'm telling you, we are. Unknown, Skin Tight, Tamara, Kim, Cynthia, Victoria, Brooklyn. That's what I'm talking about. Shiny, DLS. A child is in the building, okay, along with Michelle and Alfonso, okay, Angela and Rhoda and all these kind of beautiful people that we got going on. That's what I am talking about, Joe, okay, that's right, Angel, Tanya, Leslie, okay, that's what I'm telling you. Come on in, make sure y'all hit the like button when y'all come on in. This is what? Miss Tammy, hey, Aliza, what's going on? I'm glad y'all is in the building tonight. Tina Bryan, that's what's going on. That's what's up. Lady D, okay, Pink Ice, all right, because ain't no other way to be. What other color can you be? Okay, and peace in this puzzle. All right now, because you got to put the puzzles together, right? Charnel and Lovable Leo and AP69, Divine Order. Hey, man on that. Chandra, RP Kenya. Woo-wee! That's what I'm talking about. I'm loving all of this. I'm loving this love tonight. Y'all make sure y'all hit that little button. Oh, Jeremy Brown, what's going on? Welcome to Spittin' Fire. Well, we're going to be talking about some things today, y'all. We are going to be talking about some things today. We got to. Because I'm going to take this logo off. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to talk about some stuff. We got to talk about some stuff, y'all. Because, you know, if we don't talk about no stuff, we can't get things together. Y'all know. Hey, there I is. There is America. How you doing? How you doing? That's what I'm talking about. Debbie. Okay, Carla. That's what I'm talking about. Woo-wee. Y'all, did y'all know that RJ, what's his name? Ray J? Yeah, Ray J. Ray J still in the hospital? Y'all, did y'all know that they thought that he had COVID? Look, y'all better keep yourself together out there, okay? They thought that, like, they talk about he had some COVID and stuff, you know? And then he filed for divorce from his wife, Princess Love. Now, Ray J always divorcing Princess. I don't know why she deal with his ass when he always divorcing her. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he divorced her because she didn't come see his ass in the hospital. Ray J, if you set up there and file divorce from her, she probably won't want to see your ass in the goddamn hospital. I mean, last year, 2 years ago, you left there in Vegas and y'all was doing all this kind of stuff and y'all blew up all over the internet and everybody, y'all was fighting all out in public and everything like that. I mean, that was just a problem, Ray J. And then next thing you know, you done threw her in the pool on the, I seen that episode, Ray J. You done did this woman so wrong, and she is just still there with you, Ray J, with them 2 beautiful babies. I'm just telling y'all the truth. Ray J is still in the hospital, y'all. They say it's some kind of case of pneumonia. Now, y'all know, I'm hoping it ain't that monster. You know, I mean, they still ain't got a cure for that. You know what I'm saying? They still ain't got no cure for that. I don't know, Ray J. They say it's not COVID related. I just don't know. But I'm praying that he get it together. I'm so praying that Ray J get it together. Ooh-wee. I'm so praying that Ray J get it together because he need to get it together. He definitely need to get it together. All right. So prayers out to you, Ray J, you and Princess. And Princess, look, if he filed for divorce one more time, it's not good that a man divorce you. I mean, I'm just old school. I just think the woman should be doing the divorce. It look bad when a man divorce a woman. You know, R. Kelly was the one that divorced Andrea. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So your abuser got rid of your ass. That's just rare. But nobody's saying shit about that. Nobody's saying shit about that. I'm just saying. Anyway, let's move on to the next story. Hey, Beyond Blessed, welcome, Deborah. Come on in. Make sure you hit the like buttons. Thank you very much. Where my 2 haters at? My haters ain't in the building yet, y'all. They running late. You know what? I'm gonna stop y'all haters from coming over here because y'all make me greater. Y'all make us greater. You know what I'm saying? So let's move along. All right, let's move along. So we got to be talking about some stuff, y'all. So look, take a look at this.
BC and lineal heavyweight champion of the world, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
Y'all, now look, y'all know Tyson Fury won the match and everything. I'm just like, woo-wee, that is some stuff. Wasn't that some stuff? Wasn't that some stuff, y'all? Wasn't it? I'm just saying, wasn't that some stuff? Tyson Fury, let me see if I can get this thing up here. Because I'm telling y'all, that is, ooh. Let's see. Let's go. Let's go, y'all. Fury had no fury. I'm telling you. Look at that again. Y'all, he gave him the business. He knocked him out, y'all. That's a God-fearing man there, though. That's a God-fearing man there. He knocked him out. And let me tell y'all why. Because I talked about this. We talked about, you know, how we used to be the faith-based people in the world and everything else. I done told y'all about this. Now, watch this.
Meanwhile, a sad and beaten Deontay Wilder has left the ring and is making his way back to the dressing room. Looked very unsteady as he made his way down the steps at the side of the ring. He proved what a strong, tough man he is. But Tyson Fury proved that he is the better fighter, and he proved that he is quite definitely the heavyweight division's #1.
No question there, John. Champion of the world, Deontay Wilder, take the hat off. What a warrior that man is. Time and again in this contest when we thought he was out of it, then he comes back. And yeah. An incredible encounter that was.
That 4th round, David. 4th round when Fury was down twice. At that point, it looked as though the whole thing could be unravelling, but no.
No, it was down to heart. I said it at the time. This fight is going to be down to who wants it the most, who's fitter, and who wants it. Here he is. That's what I say.
Any moment.
Well, like the great John Wayne said, I'm made of pig iron and steel, baby.
Walk me through what got you up twice after you had put him down.
First of all, I'd just like to say thank you to my Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ. In the mighty name of Jesus, I won this fight tonight again.
I give him the glory. He
That's
gives me
what
the
I'm
victory.
talking about.
It made me legs strong. I was
man
down a
who
couple of
knows how
times.
to praise
I was
the
hurt.
right
Wilder's a
person.
strong puncher, and he's a tough man. I was hitting him with some big shots, and my Lord and Saviour rose me to my feet tonight to give him the glory.
Is there a level of respect now after sharing the ring for a total of 33 rounds?
You know, it was a great fight tonight. It was worthy of any trilogy in the history of the sport. You know, I'm not going to make any excuses. Wilder's a top fighter. He gave me a real run for my money tonight. And I always said, I'm the best in the world and he's the second best. You know, he's got no love for me, Deontay Wilder, because you know why? Because I beat him 3 times. And it's like, I'm a sportsman. I went over to him to show some love and respect, and he didn't want to give it back. So that's his problem. I'll pray for him, so God will soften his heart. But you know what? I want to thank everybody in this building tonight who came out to show love for my sport, boxing. Thank you to every man, woman and child in the building tonight.
Fury and Wilder.
October 9th, 2021 will go down to history as a great fight, I hope, anyway.
It sure will, and that begs the question, what is next for the Gypsy King? You are the WBC champ.
I'm the WBC champ, Ring Magazine champion and lineal champion. You know what, I've got to say thank you to my trainer, Sugar Hill, because if it wasn't for Sugar, and America's own, Detroit's own,
That's right,
I wouldn't have gone through that
Sugar.
fight tonight.
Get him, Sugar.
He told me, he said, get your jab working, big dog, and shoot that right hand down the middle. He said, only the big dogs pull it out late on in fights. And I said, yes, I got you. And I went out and pulled it out of the bag. So big shout out to me dad, me mum, me kids. All.
Man, I'm telling you, man, hey, them some of the best trainers right there. And they used to have a ring over there. I think it was off 6 Mile or somewhere. Everybody used to go and train. I think that's where Tommy Hearns used to go. Sugar Ray Leonard did that one time. It was some other trainers used to go in that boxing ring. I hate the fact that they got rid of it. But, yeah, that was a good fight. But, you know, the thing I've always said that, you know, people lost a way of praying, and that guy knew how. You know what I mean? He had a relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ, and he said that his opponent wasn't receiving of any of him and walked away and acted mad and bitter, and that's horrible. You know what I'm saying? That's horrible. You know, you shouldn't do things like that. So I just was like, salute to Tyson Fury, to salute to him. I mean, it is what it is. You know, may the best man win. And you know, when you can outthink your opponent, it's what's key. You know what I mean? When you come in there and you just, you know, thinking you just all this and you just all that, and that guy used his head. You know what I mean? It don't matter how thugged out you think you are, or where you from, or how many tats you have, or anything else. If somebody can outsmart you, they're going to win, okay? And that there is a proof that you're going to win. He's going to come back, and he's going to win because he's thinking as he's fighting. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to you just going in there trying to be aggressive, okay? So yes, Emmanuel Stewart, that's right. So one of the things, I mean, they just had one of the good boxing rings here, and facts, it was good. It was good. It was good. All right. So congratulations to Fury. And both fighters are good. Both of them are good. You know what I mean? Congratulations to Fury. He was the one that was you know, the one that used his head and came out on top, okay? You gotta give credit where it's due. You know what I'm saying? Some people thought it was just going to be Wilder. Some people thought that Fury was going to go down on the ground. You know, I don't understand why people think that because you are black, or, you know, you're supposed to be from the hood, you are the one to go win. You know, I've always sided with the underdogs or whatever. So it is what it is or whatever. And once again, congratulations to Fury on his KO. All righty then. Let's just move along. Okay, so we didn't sit up there and talk about that. All right, and we talked about Ray J or whatever. You know, we talked about Fury and everything, and knocked out some things. We didn't talk about all of that. But let's sit up here and talk about this. Woo-wee! Can't keep a king muted. Can't keep a king muted. trending for the past 2 days. Let me get them fireflies. You know what? This right here deserves the Dragon song all by itself because he is just the top dog. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead on, R. Kelly. You are still the king of R&B. And despite of those lies that was told on you, and despite of us reading transcripts and everything, you have proven that you are the king. Nobody is muting you. Your sales has skyrocketed 500%. Yes, and so has the petition. Yes, go king. Can't even keep a king down. That's what I'm talking. And it's on many different sites. Okay? Team KOs. The fight is not over because his conviction will be overturned and the sales is skyrocketing. Okay? And not only is it skyrocketing, not only that, the first week it went up, and the second week it went up even more, and it's holding. So it's not just up and down like a bell curve, it is holding. The sales is holding. Yes, king, they can't keep you down, and we know that you are the king in R&B. All right, so keep spitting that fire on them from behind the sales, and those lying accusers will get what's coming to them. You will give them a KO at the end. All right, so we got to make sure that's the king in R&B, y'all, and that's the dragon for him. You understand what I'm saying? Get him, king. Them damn sales, and y'all make sure y'all order all the CDs. You understand me? All the CDs are selling out. Nowhere. Yes, that's what I'm talking. And the petition has skyrocketed. Oh, you guys don't understand. I thought it was gonna be within 1 week to get 1,000 signatures, okay? But that's not the case. We got over 2,000 signatures in 7 days to keep the king in R&B music on streaming sites. We doing the damn thing. And they thought that they were going to sit up here and they were going to sit up here and just take his music. They thought that they was going to keep a king down. You thought that? Did you really think that? You think that your lies is going to prevail? Because the people don't understand. They thinking that they holding you. They thinking they helping you. If you would like to support the petition, okay, to keep the streaming sites, music on streaming sites, make sure you hit that petition at the top link that I just pinned up there. All right, because we're gonna make sure that the king of R&B is never muted. You can never mute him. And make sure you guys blast his music in a car everywhere you go. You understand? Play it at every event and everywhere you go. The hell with them. Okay? Muting has no business in our community ever. Never. Ever can you keep a king down. Never that. Okay? So, in the process of that, the ones who want to mute the king can go straight to hell because it has sales, has skyrocketed 500%. All right. There you go, king. That's what I'm talking about. I like to hear good news like that. Hey, Linda, that's what you got to do. You got to play them every single day. Every single day. I got my one hater. Yes, I know who that is. Where your other ones at? You forgot one more. All right. Thank y'all so very much. I just love y'all. I just love y'all. I really do. I love y'all because we have got to sit up there and get to talking about some things, right? So let's get going. Let's get to talking about the defense, okay? And what's going on. So we know that's his music is skyrocketing, right? And I was reading y'all the transcript. I was reading y'all the transcript because for some reason I couldn't show you guys the transcript. I don't know why I can't. I do not know why I cannot show you guys the transcript. I do not know that. Why I cannot show you guys the transcript. But it doesn't matter because I can still read it to you. So you guys can have conversation as I do read it to you. Okay? You guys can have conversation. Because we left off on, I think we left off at 11:59. I think we left off at 11:59, you guys. What did we leave off at? Because I have to go back through all this all the time. And I told y'all to make sure y'all follow and see where did we go. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Alrighty here. Alrighty. So let's pull this around here. And let me see. No. Okay. Okay, so I think we was at 1180 something because I remember reading this. I remember reading all this. We read a lot already from the defense, you guys. Let me see. Okay, I think it was. Did we say that? Okay, because she was talking to the government. And she said the stuff that she told the government she couldn't remember, even though it was her handwriting, right? It was her handwriting, and she couldn't remember what she told the government. But when she got on the stand and testified a month ago, she said that the government was lying about some things. And yet, you still got a guilty conviction. You can't make this shit up, y'all. You cannot make this shit up. This is how people want people to go to jail just because and not looking at the facts and evidence. He could not get a fair trial. Okay? So, let me see. Now, I think that they're doing some cross-examination. Let me see. And they're talking. Let me see. Are we going to start with, okay. Okay, so I think we left off at 1189. I'm sorry, I said 1159. It was 1189. I apologize for that. Okay, so 1189. Okay, that's the page we on. We on Jane Doe number 5, and Q is for R. Kelly's attorney. Okay, and A is for the answers that she gave. All right. And it says, you recognize the voice in the audio. Okay. And she said, yes, sir, I do. And then the other question he asked her, do you recognize the conversation? She said, I do. Okay. So, she said she recognized the conversation. And then she said, the court said something. Now they wanted to take a break. This judge is so biased, guys. Now they took a break after she was finna get into the meat and potatoes of what was going on. Man, she needs to be kicked off the bench for real. For real. Not just with this R. Kelly case, but this is not how you run a court. Like, you don't just give one side everything and the defense nothing. I mean, like, you just don't do that. You're supposed to be bias free. Okay? You're supposed to be bias free. Okay, so here we go. So he's cross-examining her again, and he says now, because after they just took a break, that's what had me. I had to go up and find out where they stopped talking. So he asked her questions. He said, now you testified earlier on direct examination that you were on the Gayle King show. And she said, pardon me? And he said, you testified on direct examination that you were on the Gayle King show, the documentary. And she said, yes. And on that show, you stated that your parents told you to lie. Am I correct? And she said, I did, yes. And at the time that you gave that interview, you said Robert was in the apartment. And she said, it was a hotel, yes. And she said, and his lawyer was there as well. Am I correct? And she said, I don't recall. And he said, you don't recall Mr. Greenberg being there? No. Do you recall the manager being there? She said, no. I believe I had his spokesperson. She said, do you recall this person's name? No, but he had dreads. So I think that she was talking about Daryl Johnson. Okay, I read this, but I'm going to go over it again because it was one of the last few pieces that I read. And he said, and she said, and then he said, I want to go back when you and Robert would go out and all of the girlfriends will open the door for you. She said, yes, he would. And you and the others would not even move until he got out of the other side of the car to open the door for everyone. Am I correct? She said, what do you mean? What vehicle are you referring to? Any vehicle. Would he, he will open the door if he was in the vehicle with you, correct? She said, yes. Okay. And when you came into the room, when women came into the room, he would stand. She said, he would what? She said, he would stand up when you came into the room. He would. And he would stand up when you came into the room. She said, can you rephrase that question? I don't understand what you're asking. Okay, I'm going to show you what's been in evidence. Defense Exhibit 0. Okay. You wrote that earlier and told us. She said, yes. Could you read the highlighted portion, the portion highlighted in yellow? And then she asked both sections or just the first. He said the first section. She said, okay. And then she said, she read it, and it says this. My mother drove me to R. Kelly's show in Jacksonville at 10 or 11 p.m., 4 hours from our current location, knowing we wouldn't arrive until 2 or 3 a.m., well after the show was over at the age of 17. And so he said, now I'm going to ask you to look at what's been admitted, no evidence as Defense Exhibit P, and ask you to read from the highlighted portion from the top all the way down. And so the prosecution intervened, and then he went on. He said, can you read from where the yellow highlights began? And she started reading it, and it reads as follows. She always be sending him pictures of me in a crop top and tight clothing, pretending to be me. I had no idea she had already been texting him, acting like me. But once I found out, I continued to just go along so they wouldn't be upset with me. My parents told me to tell him I sing and dance, so I sent him a video of me doing both. They told me what to wear, which ended up being a crop top and tights. They watched me as I made the video and said nothing about it. Okay, so that's what she wrote. And then it went on to say, I first met R. Kelly. The first time I met R. Kelly, I told my parents where I was, the hotel I'd be in, and once I got there, after about 30 minutes, they planned to call the police. The police asked me my age. I told them I was 18. They checked my ID and saw nothing. And then he said, okay, could you read the last paragraph a little slower, please? She said, yes. The first time I met R. Kelly, I told my parents where I was, the hotel I'd be in, and once I got there, after about 30 minutes, they planned to call the police. The police asked me my age. I told them I was 18. They checked my ID and saw nothing. And then Canick, R. Kelly attorney, went on to say, now, I'm going to show you what's been marked as defense Q for identification. Do you recognize it? She said, 1 second. She paused for a minute. She said, yes, I do. And he said, that's something you prepared. Am I correct? She said, correct. There's some written notes on the side of it. Am I correct? She said, yes. You wrote those. Am I correct? And then she said, 1 second. And she paused for a minute. And she said, yes, I did. Okay. So I guess the court interrupted. I'm offering it, Your Honor, defense exhibit. And then the court said, any objections? So she's asking them, do you want to object? And then leading the prosecution. And then all this and that. So then, Q, I want you to read slowly. Well, I'll first ask a few questions. So I guess he wanted her to read something. And then he said, okay, I will ask you a few questions first. And then she said, okay. And she said, that's a letter you wrote to whom? She said, that's a letter. She said, I wrote this to the defendant. And then he said, could you speak a little bit louder, please? She said, to the defendant. And then she said, and you wrote this letter to him after you had separated from him as you planned this morning. Am I correct? And she said, yes. And then she went on to say, and what is it that you call him at the beginning of this salutation at the beginning? And she said, hey, Bear. And he said, and could you read it for us? She said, the entire thing or just highlight it? He said, read the entire thing. Read it slowly. She said, okay. And then the letter reads as follows. Hey, Bear, because that's what she called R. Kelly, Bear. She said, hey, Bear. So because of the circumstances that you're under, it's hard for me to do anything without talking about you, yet still supporting you. I know you personally don't want to speak about our private life, and neither do I. So because of that, I will have to support you privately and not publicly. But right now, I am still attached to you. But in order for me to have my own name, image, brand, and businesses, I would just have to be just me, not Jane, the girlfriend, luckily. Okay, so that's what she wrote him while he was incarcerated in jail pending this trial at the time. Okay, and this is the letter that Tasha K was talking about. And then luckily, and then she went on to say, so he said, she can continue, Your Honor. And then the court said yes. And then she said, luckily, we talked about this at the last visitation. Nothing changed. You have your reasoning and I have my reasoning. We left on a good note as friends who support one another and will always love. And I will always love and support you, Bear. And you know me. I'm going to still check people from time to time because I love you. But for the most part, I want to let you know because I know things don't always go the way we plan it. I love you and I wish I was in Chicago, but it's going to stay this way until you give everyone a clear understanding in our household or not. I would have thought after your first visitation that you would have been the first thing to fix, but apparently not, which is also fine. But just know I am always here. I had no bad feelings, Bear. At the end of the day, you know my word, and more importantly, I know my word, and I just don't want to be in an environment where there is no clear understanding, something you have the power to fix. I can only tell you I can't force you to do anything and vice versa. So he can't force you, but yet you saying he forced you. But I will definitely continue to write you and send you pictures, Bear. I love you so much, and just know everything from this point out is still politics. It's all politics. No matter what, I will always be respectful of myself and you will never, ever see me doing anything to hurt you, Bear. I just want to make you proud, and I want to make you happy for me more than anything. Me and Bougie miss you so much. I wish I could see you at visitation. Okay. And then he said, now this letter was written by you to Mr. Kelly months after you had separated from him. Am I correct? Well, she wasn't separated from him. He was in jail. Not months after. No, that is not accurate. He said, when was it written? It had to have been immediately after I left them. And she said, and you said you left in October of 2019. She said, yes. And he said, and when you said immediately, you're talking the next day? She said, no, meaning that it would have happened within those months because by January, I had no more communication with him. She sounded stupid as hell. Now, before October of 19, there was a separation between you two. Am I correct? She said that is correct. And then the court intervened. The court intervened, y'all. That judge intervened. And then he went on to ask her, you testified that you don't have a recollection as to the date that you sent that letter. And she said, yeah, I don't. And he said, I'm going to show you something to see if it refreshes your recollection. And then he said, do you see the date on that document? She said, I do. Does that refresh your recollection as to the date this letter was sent to Mr. Kelly? And she said, I don't recall sending that from that location. This is your handwriting, he asked her. She said, yes, that is my handwriting, correct. And then he went on to say, and that handwriting is on the envelope, am I correct? And she said, yes, sir. Now, that's an envelope addressed to Mr. Kelly. She said, yes, sir. And the date on that envelope is December 2nd, 2019. She said, yes, sir. Okay. So he said, do you have any documents here? She said, no. So he went on. Then he went on to ask her, could you look at Q and C for identification and see if you recognize it, the front portion, please? And she said, oh, sorry. Yes, I do. He said, is there something that you prepared? She said, yes, sir, it is. So she prepared something. And he said, could you read it to the jury slowly, please, and loud? And she said, where would you like for me to stop? He said, stop at the end of the first page. She said, Bear, you remember Bambi? And he said, you have to read it louder, please. And she said, Bear, you remember Bambi? Oh, Bambi, I won't lie. If I weren't in the spider web of mine, if grandfather never had 7 wives, then darling, you would be the love of my life. Oh, Bambi, it's my design. To run the jungle, I must be a lion, or be the cheetah, but neither is fine. Don't want to hurt my dear love of my life. Bambi, Bambi, my dear, my dear, my dear. Bambi, Bambi, my dear, my dear. My dear, I want you to hear. Bambi, don't get too near. For those lions beware who used to love that song. I just keep thinking all of the memories when you first recorded me devouring McDonald's LL. And when we first met and when we first went to the big house, and I said I want to be where you want to be, and how I used to be happily wait for you to come home from meetings. When you used to buy like 500 worth of Red Lobster, laid it all out on the piano room. I remember you played the piano and it was just me and you when we carved our initials into the table. And when you used the top, we used to stop for me and call. So I guess that's one of the times he was beating her with the shoe when he bought her $500 worth of Red Lobster, spread it all out on the table, sing her songs, and they carved their name into the wooden table, their initials like AZ Love, R. Kelly Forever, and I guess that's some abuse right there, boy. Okay, and then he told her read the other side, and then she read the other side, and it says, "You called me on FaceTime. I wish things could have stayed exactly like that. But it's okay, Papa Bear. Everything happened for a reason, and I know we will get out of this. I know, leave you, Jameis. Can't wait for us to listen to Caribbean music again. and I'm going to learn that boxing dance you do. And then Candy told her to stop there. When did you send this to Mr. Kelly? I don't recall when. And then he said, this is after the separation between the two of you. Am I correct? She said, I believe that these were when I was with the defendant. He said, beg your pardon? I believe that was written when I was with the defendant. Okay. Where were you at the time you wrote that? I believe Trump Towers. And he was not there, am I correct? No, he was not. Okay. And you were asked earlier this morning by the government by viewing the Lifetime documentary. Remember the government asking you that? She said, correct, yes. And this was written after the Lifetime documentary, am I correct? I don't believe that is accurate. Do you know